The future is now, gamers. Cyberpunk is out, and VR is here. In fact, VR has been here for years, with headsets now past their first generations. Cost-wise too, VR is more competitive than ever. And with each generation of PC GPUs more capable than the last, lower and lower spec computers can power VR games. But what headset should you pick up? There are many players in the VR space, and even more when you start to include devices like PSVR and Windows line of mixed reality headsets. The major players though in VR today are Oculus, HTC, and Valve, who sell the Rift, the Vive, and the Index. In this video, we're going to take a look at all three of these headsets, compare them, and give you the info you'll need to decide which headset is right for you. Fair warning though, before you think about picking up a headset, you need to do your due diligence to make sure your rig can drive whatever headset you're thinking about buying. Sound good? Let's jump into it. The Oculus Rift was one of the first flagship VR products to hit the market. Today, you can pick up the Oculus Rift S, an updated version of the Rift. The Rift S uses a single 2560 by 1440 screen running at 80 Hz. While this improved on the resolution of the original Rift, the Rift S is actually 10 Hz slower than the first Rift. And in comparison with top-end headsets like Valve's Index, the Rift S is both a lower resolution and frame rate. Furthermore, the Rift S uses an LCD screen, which isn't particularly impressive display technology, unlike OLED panels and their unmatched blacks, for example. The Rift S, though, is impressively priced at $299, making it the cheapest fully featured VR headset out there by a mile. The Rift S also uses inside-out tracking, courtesy of cameras built into the headset, so it doesn't require setting up of any base stations or extra hardware. The controllers of the Rift S are somewhat similar in design to the HTC Vive's wand controllers, and they do come with capacitive buttons, which allow the headset to determine if your fingers are resting on the buttons without pressing them. But they don't come with the luxury build quality or immersive interactive features of Valve's Knuckles. The elephant in the room here is Facebook, who does own Oculus. If you can make peace with a Facebook overlord, the Rift's ecosystem and marketplace for VR content is second only to Steam, with tons of interesting content, some of it exclusive, to check out. If you're looking for an uncut, full-fat VR experience but don't want to break the bank, or simply don't care about having the best of the best experience possible, the Rift S is the VR headset for you. The follow-up to the original HTC Vive VR headset, the Vive Pro, upgrades on the Rift S experience at nearly every turn. But you'll pay a pretty penny for the upgrades. The Vive Pro is going for around $700 for a full kit today. What does the Vive bring to the table for over twice the price of the Rift S? Actually, a lot. The Vive Pro has two AMOLED screens running at a combined resolution of 2880 by 1600 at 90 Hz. This is a better display with two screens as opposed to one, a higher resolution, and a higher frame rate than the Rift S. The Vive Pro and Valve Index make use of base stations you can set up around your play area to track you in VR. This ultimately can result in better tracking than the Rift S, but is a more cumbersome solution than the Rift S's. The Vive Pro continues to use the wand controllers introduced by the original Vive, which are similar in functionality and design to the Rift S controllers. They get the job done, but they don't have any of the next-gen immersive features of Valve's knuckle controllers for the Index. Games will look, run, and feel better on the Vive Pro over the Rift S, no question. But the extent to which they do this might not be enough to justify over double the price of the Rift. If you have the money to spare and you can't imagine spending more, the Vive Pro is an excellent VR headset that improves on the Rift wholesale. Though if you're looking for the best value or the best experience money can buy, look elsewhere. Valve shocked everybody when they first announced their own original hardware design for a next-generation VR headset, the Index. Minds continued to blow when Valve introduced their Knuckle VR controllers. The Knuckles work differently from other VR controllers on the market and offer much more fine-grained control, simulating each of your fingers independently in VR, which the controllers for the Rift S and Vive Pro can't hope to do. The Index delivers a resolution of 2880 by 1600, a match for the Vive Pro, but uses an LCD panel versus an AMOLED panel. Though the Index's contrast ratio might be worse than the Vive Pro's, it supports frame rates up to 144 Hz. The Knuckles and a higher refresh rate are the single biggest changes to the VR experience out there. And if you didn't like the Rift, or even felt sick when using it, the Index may well be able to change your mind. However, there are some caveats. First off, a full kit will run you $999, which makes it more expensive than anything else on the market. Secondly, support for the knuckle controllers isn't everywhere. Most games won't be able to take advantage of the full capabilities of the controller, and you'll likely have to wait for new experiences designed around it, like Boneworks or Half-Life Alyx today. Lastly, while higher refresh rates are an awesome improvement, not many out there have PCs able to drive 2880 by 1600 at 144 frames per second, and the hardware required to do that is costly too. If you're looking for the best VR experience money can buy today though, look no further than the Valve Index. What do you think about the VR offerings out there? Do any of these headsets work for your setup? Why not let us know in the comments down below? And if you liked what you saw, make sure to subscribe to us here at The Gamer and ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all our latest videos.